Hi,
Hey babe.
Jen.
Hey babe. What are you doing?
I'm playing a computer game.
Fun. How's your Monday going?
It's good. Um,
Is it
Augie
hot?
thought it was party time at 3:30 in the morning.
Oh, no. Do you give him melatonin or anything? Morning, Em.
No, no, he hasn't done this in a really long time.
Oh,
His routine's all messed up, and
with the school being down.
yeah. But they're at a temporary location. All they have to do is just sign the lease and stuff, and they said Monday, it'll be open, the temporary location.
Oh, good.
And then they started construction today, so 6 to 8 weeks until the building's back up and running.
I donated to their fundraiser thing,
Thank you,
so
Jen.
I hope that they got enough to get them going from everybody. It wasn't a lot. It was just like $50, but
Hey, a dollar goes pretty far.
yeah, I'm glad. It seems like it did since they're getting up and running
Yeah,
again. Great. I
I
love
really
that.
appreciate that. I appreciate everybody that donated, and it's if you don't have anyone or know anybody that is autistic, it's really hard to like. I know a lot of people can't grasp like the thought of autism and like what children and adults have to go through, or like severely disabled or severely autistic. Luckily for me, Augie I think his diagnosis mainly came from his speech
Yeah.
because
So young.
he climbs his fine motor skills, his mobility. I mean, even with needing leg braces and having leg braces, the kid was unstoppable. So I think his speech was delayed because he was focusing on being more mobile than talking.
Could be. My brother wore braces when he was little. He went to in St. Louis. What is the name of the children's hospital there? I can't remember.
Um,
Barnes.
Arnold Glennon. Oh, Barnes.
I think it's Barnes. But he went there. He was also had third degree burns all over his body. A pot of coffee fell on him, but he wore braces, and they thought he was going to be slow. And don't get me wrong, he is kind of slow, but he's fine. But he
Yeah.
just needed more when he was little,
Yeah.
and then he just kind of grew out of it. And I think that's really what Augie is. He just coming in at his own pace, but he's doing so well, so well. You know.
Yeah. He is doing really good.
I mean, he even said hi to us on the phone the other day. He's engaged. I think he's fine. Is
He said
Barnes.
Jen. He said your name. He
I
said your
know.
name and Cherries.
I know. Yeah, he went to Shriners for the burns, but I think it was Barnes that he was at for the braces. He had to wear them when he was like two, for like a year. So
Yeah, that's Big Barnes.
yeah, he
That's the
was.
big hospital here.
It is a good hospital too. So is Shriners is a wonderful hospital up there. Wonderful. Um, So yeah, I think he's going to be just fine, babe. I really do. But it's because of all the extra that you put into him. You know what I mean? Like you really went
Yeah.
for miles. So kudos to you. It's awesome. I can't wait to see him. I hope you guys are able to come down.
I hope so too. I had to bring it up to Robert.
Yeah, talk to him.
I Augie, or what was I gonna say? Oh, Shriners. You said Shrine. You brought up Shriners. We went to a Christmas thing at that Shriners held, like the Shriners people held it. When I they had like gold lion statue. Like it looked like I was going into a cult building.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty.
took a picture. I said, "This is for all the cult leaders. We're meeting here today."
And they don't charge. If you don't have money, they're kind of like St. Jude's. Like they will put you up at hotels. They will do amazing stuff there. It's just a great hospital. Great, great hospital. So you've got a good med center up there. So
Yeah, I his OT therapist, because Augie goes to his school full time Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 4, and they do it like nap time and lunchtime and snack time. Like I went and picked them up one day, and they were out and in the back where their playground is, and they had dog pools and plastic pools, and they were all just swimming and
love that. Yeah, it's probably
but
been hard on him not going every day like he's used to.
yeah, and he knows the difference. He knows, like, if we go to like McDonald's play place, that's a play place, and at home he knows what home is. He knows home is like home. Like he separates the two, and it's so hard to like sit him down and like do puzzles or like do therapy work because it's just he doesn't want to do it because he's home.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that he's going to be back in school. It'll be good for him. Cole goes to school for all those things, does he? I see. Oh, Em, you're up in that direction.
What are we saying? Congratulations, Sherry.
I don't
Cherry.
Yeah, I don't know. Why does it say that?
Pop
Congrats, Cherry. All right.
Congrats.
Congrats to you, Cherry, for whatever we're doing.
I don't know what I did, but
I
yay.
know it just said Cherry did something, press this, and I didn't. Let me move that up there a little bit. There we go. Oh shit, where'd it go?
You don't have to keep it on the screen. People are gonna be like, what did Cherry do?
I don't know.
I don't know what Cherry did.
Jesus, 40 minutes away from each other. Oh, okay, cool. Are you in the St. Louis or the Illinois side, Em? So my whole family's from Belleville, right across the bridge. So
That's not far from me at all. My brother lives with his dad out in Millstadt now.
my uncle is the sheriff of Millstadt.
I love that.
Yeah, so they live in Millstadt. And my grandma lives in, oh shit, right next to Millstadt. I forget, I'll have to think about it. But yeah, that's where I was like born and raised when I was real little before we ended up in Texas. So yeah, I'm up there all the time. In fact, I'm going to be going up there to see my grandma. That's what I was going to do when I was going to stop by and see Crystal for the trial. But I wasn't able to go.
I feel so bad for her right now. Sweets is like crazy.
What is she doing now?
Wait,
It's
what?
just like, I feel bad for Crystal. Like Sweets keeps like making videos and like going live, her and Janelle, like just talking so bad about Crystal. I feel bad for her.
Janelle's horrible too. I don't know why.
No.
Too.
I don't know. Somebody.
Yeah, I knew it the night before I was supposed to leave when I had to talk Sweets down off a ledge. She was like, Sheena's gonna come and my life is in danger. I was like, are you high or something? What the hell is wrong with you? And
I always think someone is trying to unalive her.
I was like, Sheena's not even thinking about you.
Wait a minute. She thought Sheena was gonna come and harm her?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she was going to be in that area. But it's
the scooter.
Yeah. It's like paranoia at its finest. It's
like
weird.
She was spiraling over it, like really.
Girl, I know damn well you. Wait a minute. Hold on. Listen, no harm, no foul. But anybody who is, if you are scared for your life because of Sheena,
yeah,
come on, girl. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
But she has said like Sheena was going to unalive her, Gypsy was going to unalive her. I think at one point she said Brie was going to unalive her. Then she said Cajun Navy Jen was plotting with Sheena to unalive her. And now it was Crystal was going to unalive her while she was there. And now Crystal's family is going to unalive her. It's like the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, she's a weird chick. Hey, it's Sal's. I come in peace. Just a question.
Is that really Sal's though?
I guess we'll find out.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to. Thank you for letting me up. I don't want to start anything, but Mimi was just in Keisha's chat. Somebody sent me a screenshot, and she is claiming that my family contacted you about Mimi.
What?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. That's what she put in the chat.
Jen?
Yes.
About Mimi?
Girl.
My family contacted CNJ about Mimi. That's what she put. I just wanted to clear this up now.
Nobody's contacted Jen. First of all, we don't even know who you are besides Sal's on TikTok.
I do know who Sal's is. I've never said it. I know a lot.
Why? How do you know who I am, Jen? How do you know who I am?
A few months back.
Who told you?
But it's not a big deal. I mean, I don't dox people.
It is a big deal because nobody had my information, but now my shit's being leaked all over. So it kind of is a big deal. I'm about to go to the police department.
Yeah, who's leaking it? I've never talked to anybody about it. These girls, my two dearest friends, don't even know who you really
Yeah,
are.
I mean, you just heard me say that we don't even know who you really are besides Sal's. I don't know who you are. I just know you as Sal's.
Sal's. I don't really care. Okay. It's not my jam. I don't roll that way. So
all right, like I said, I just wanted to clear that up before it becomes something, because again, these people like to say that I've done things so they can do things to me. So I just want to make sure that that is cleared up before it gets out of control.
Yeah, and I want to just make it clear, like, me and Jen and Skip talk all the time, and she's never told us anything about you, Sal's, ever.
Never.
I've never even told them who you really are.
And I would tell you.
Yeah.
If I knew who you were. I just know you as Sal's. But why are people steadily bringing people's families into this shit? Like, isn't enough?
I have no idea. I have no clue.
Who's doxing?
I don't know if it's because I said my family is law enforcement, so she's trying to say that maybe that's why I don't know why they would contact Jen. And I've had Mimi's number forever. Whatever Lady V fucking left the app, the last thing that she did was send me Mimi's number and Pretzi's phone number. I could do whatever the fuck I wanted with any of the information that I've had. I haven't done anything because I don't fucking care. I don't care. I don't want it. I have no intentions of putting any fucking thing out. Sorry, I don't mean to keep cursing, but it's just absurd. This is all absurd.
No, I know.
Well, I mean, you have a right to be angry. In my opinion, I think you have a right to be angry, and I think you have a right to be upset over, what has been said about you. I have made that clear. So
you just said that yesterday, Cherry. You were talking on my live about that.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't give out. You've never seen me once on this app dox anybody ever. It's not how I roll. So no matter what, I don't do it. So
That's wild.
I just looked at the screenshot again.
That's wild.
It says CNJ.
I just looked at the screenshot again.
That's
It says,
wild.
I don't know.
Hold on.
I think she's got some feedback. That's just Mimi starting.
I guess that's why they were saying
it better?
who would reach out.
That's just
to
Mimi
people.
starting.
I guess that's why they were.
Go out and come back in. Sal's, go out and come back up.
But why would anybody contact any? I don't know.
I've known Sal's for a very long time.
Yeah, I'll send you the screenshot. It says, or post it or whatever. It says CNJ says Sal's family contacted her about me. Those are her exact
Jen's
words.
never said that though.
I don't know.
Like I said, you are for a very long time, and I've never told anybody. So it's just not. And what she's doing is she's trying to deflect.
It's very odd. Why would anybody tell you who I am? Like, what significance would that be? I don't understand. Like, how does that conversation go?
It just kind of went when you were coming after me on here, and they were like, "I think you should know who this person is," and here's a little bit of backstory and.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, thank you guys for letting me up. Yeah. Just so you know, if you hear anything, I didn't say that. That's Mimi starting some shit. I don't know, but I appreciate you putting it to bed. So
Yeah, no problem.
this shit doesn't continue. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mimi always starting shit.
That's so weird.
Hi, Jackie. That's weird, but it's Mimi. It's what she does.
I wonder when you were supposedly said that, because why would she try and start stuff like that? That's ridiculous.
Good morning. This is Jennifer. It was just a scammer. Okay. Hey, Terry. Yeah, it was the beginning. You know how they do at the very beginning of the call, that little bloop. So I just hung up on them. We get more scam calls down here. Anyways, yeah, it's just Mimi's MO. She's going to do all this stuff, and then she's going to try to put blame on somebody else, so they're looking at me instead of at her and her little people who are doing all the shit.
She's literally like fighting with everybody on the app at this point. She said last night that Morbid's kids reached out to her. I highly doubt that.
But
But
Morbid's
she
kids are like Joe's age.
no, they're older. But she said that Morbid's kids reached out to her and that she's gonna be going live with them and interviewing them. And she says that about everybody. Like everybody reaches out to her, everybody is gonna do an interview with her, and nothing ever happens. So again, it's just I feel like it's her just trying to start shit.
Well, hold on, let me tell Graveyard. Graveyard, so I went to the office last week and emptied out like a ton of stuff. So when I send David's stuff out to you, I'm gonna send you that little goodie box. So, hey, Dreamer, I just wanted to let you know, I haven't seen you in a while. Hello, beautiful. Yeah, it's just Mimi. It's just Mimi. She wants to start that between me and Sal's, and
That's gross. That is gross behavior. Like, you're literally just gonna sit here and just start bringing people who are minding their own damn business on this app for what? For fucking what? Like,
just Mimi.
I mean, I think Sal has it right. She is going to blame and accuse so she can justify her actions.
That's what she's doing.
Yeah, because last night she said more like both of Morbid's kids. Now, granted, one is an adult and I think one is about to be an adult. But she said both of their names and said that they reached out to her and she's going to be interviewing them. First off, if anybody's child on this internet reached out to me, I'd be like, honey, no, we're not doing that.
Why would you want to interview? That shit's weird.
That people are bringing people's kids into it is so gross. I mean, it's gross what Morbid said about Case. Like, I mean, how low will people go? You know? It's just gross. It really is. Hold on a second. I'll walk in the other room. My pad. Grab my little pad of paper.
I think what he said about Case is
Good over here. Did you get anything good in the mail? Did we win a big check or anything? Damn it. Yeah, I don't know, Judy. It's Monday and we've had 5 for 5 today, so telling you. Okay, sorry. Oh, there's my sweatshirt. Lying, scamming, doxing. Is there a video? Oh, okay. Apparently Mimi made a post. You said my family contacted you around the billboard time. No, it wasn't around the billboard time. I had made a statement that somebody was talking about you, and I said, I've known who Sal's is for a long time. A friend of the family, her family, had contacted me months and months ago. If I wanted to dox her, I would have. That's what I said. All this on a Monday, Friday behavior, right? No, your family didn't. No, it wasn't your family. And they definitely didn't even mention Mimi, so that's just strange that she would say that.
It's because she wants to be involved. She wants to be somehow involved with every fucking thing. Everything that goes on in this app. She's always fucking somehow involved.
Hold on, Sal's just coming back up.
Hi, sorry. Yeah, I don't. It might have even been today. It looks like the same panel is what's happening. She just posted it 45 minutes ago. Can I play it for you?
Yeah, no, it wasn't today.
Yeah, we just got on.
We just got on.
Okay, all right. I'm not sure. Do you guys mind if I play it for you so we can maybe try to clear it up? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening here? Like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I know. I had people from like the internet reach out to me about her while we were doing the billboard, which made me very leery. And I went to Naomi about it, and I was like, "We got to get tight to this girl." And then I think it was Sal's too. One of her family members messaged me. I think it was her family member, it was somebody close to her family, and told me a whole bunch of shit about her. And I'm like, that's all I needed to hear. Like, but that's what people like them do. They get up here, they make up lies about people, they attack them, go after them. So.
Yep, that's what I said. But I said Mimi's family did contact me about her.
Not my family.
No, it was a friend of your family. I'm assuming that's what she said.
Yeah, that's what I just heard is that Mimi's family, but it was a friend of yours.
That's impossible because nobody knows about my crazy fucking life on here. So nobody would have contacted you.
Yeah,
No one
they
knows.
actually did. I could
Promise you,
I'm
Jen.
not going to do it online, but
Okay,
I can tell you
will
what
you
I know.
message
But
me? I'll unblock you. Will you message me or you can message me on here. Message me with whoever
Yeah,
contacted you.
that's fine.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to say who contacted me, but I can tell you what they told me.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but that was Mimi's family that had contacted me
Okay.
and told me all about her. That was while we were doing the billboard. And that's why during the end of the second billboard, I was talking to Naomi and everybody. And I was like, this girl is not good news. We need to separate from her. This is not going right. There's something going on here. And everybody was in agreement until the night before the billboard was supposed to go down, and they just flipped a switch. She sabotaged it. So it is what it is. So I don't know why she wants to start bringing my name up again.
It says, the caption on it says, Cajun Navy Jen says Sal's family members reached out to her about me. How would Sal's family know me? Isn't that an odd thing to say? So I don't know. All right.
Family members did not contact me about Mimi.
I don't know. Okay. Yeah, it's very bizarre. All right. Thank you. I'm going to go. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. No. Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. Hold down the live for a minute, girls.
How's everybody's Monday?
I don't know what is happening. I think Mimi's trying to do some deflection here because of what she said about Morbid last night, because people weren't happy that she was dropping children's names.
Well, I think Mimi does a lot of shitty things on this app. She's done a lot of horrible shit to people. She's said a lot of horrible shit to people. She has done a lot of horrible shit to people. And the fact that people support it because they hate the other side, like, that shit is weird behavior. What happened to sticking up for what's right and what's wrong? Like, regardless if they're your friends or not, like, what happened to that?
Yeah,
Like, we all know how Mimi moves. Like, everybody, no, Mimi's not new to the community. We all know how disgusting she is.
Yeah, and I hate that for Sal's too, because it's just another. I told you guys yesterday. Like, I do feel bad for her. I know she's been through a lot. I know you've been through a lot. So like, I just, it's just another thing for Mimi to continue with Sal's. Like, just stop.
I mean, bullying. Who?
You got bullying?
See, when Skip starts to go on a tangent.
Someone came for you with bullying?
Mm-hmm.
Why's my live visibility? Why did I get?
Oh, Skip just got.
I'll be back. I got harassment and bullying.
Oh, Jesus. No, some people are so stupid. See, I'm telling you, you can sit over here and just mind your own business, and then here comes everybody wanting to start shit again.
I think it's deflection, and she's trying to get. Sal's upset. She's trying to get you guys to argue. Like, it's just ridiculous.
I just got done again. I think that's exactly what it is. Why would Sal's family contact me about her?
That doesn't even make sense.
That's stupid. But hey, Stephanie. So was Mimi Doc's Bones kid's name? I don't know. I didn't see it. I don't watch Mimi. Yeah, she said his kids' names.
Yeah, that's what Sal just said. Mimi said that the kids' names contacted her and that she's going to interview them.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's not good. Justin's coming up. Wow. Hey, Justin.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Just coming in and hang out for a little while.
Always welcome. Always welcome, my friend.
I enjoyed our last time we talked, and I tried to join another live stream the other day, but I had to drop out of that for my own reasons. So I decided to come back to a much safer place with, people not interrogating me about my personal life. So,
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. It was such a good live. I'll tell you, I got so many messages and a few texts that people were like, That was such a great live. It was so nice to hear you guys talking about all the true crime, and we missed that. And thank you. And I hope you do it again. And I was like, absolutely. So we definitely need to like schedule an evening a couple nights a week and talk about these cases some more. People like
Yeah,
it.
I got a couple as well that said like, about that specific panel as well. So that's why I'm coming back.
Yeah, good. I'm glad that people enjoyed it. It was nice just talking about, the cases and stuff like that. Nobody's doing that anymore. So
That's exactly what I'm here for. So when people like go off topic and they go on this drama, it's just like, all right,
Yeah.
you know what? It's like I'm here to talk about cases. That's why I came on at TikTok and to begin with.
Exactly.
It's like, I am not here to engage in any of the weirdness that's around the drama stuff. It's like as soon as that comes around, out I go. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna even entertain it for 1 second. So it's just like, all right, I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, it's I'm not here for it, and I don't want any part of the mess or gossip or bullshit. I just want to like chat with people and talk about the cases, because again, that's why we all came here. You know what I mean? It's like,
Plus, it's more productive. It's just like, I really question, like, no offense to people that are going through their own like personal struggles, but it's just like, to me, like my impression of people that do that is like, they don't have much going on in their own life. So they take massive interest in other people's lives. And it's just like, okay, fine. If, you can get people to, spar with you about personal lives, but it's just like, I like intelligent and productive conversations. It's just like, especially when it comes to true crime, it's like one of my many interests. I'm also a musician. I have a lot of like random interests. True crime is a huge one of them, and like I don't have a big community of like personal friends that get into that. So it was like, when I first got on TikTok, it was either going to be music related, movie reviews, or something like that. And I gave since Gypsy was like a hot commodity at the time, and my brothers, had a story that directly correlated with muscular dystrophy. I thought maybe that would have been a good way to start.
I love your story too, and that you shared it with everybody was great. I appreciate that from you.
Justin, have you been doing your homework?
Regarding
The Idaho 4?
I mean, yeah, I've been looking into a lot of stuff. I've seen things that go one way, and I've seen things that go another. I've not made up my mind exactly on like, the innocence factor. I haven't gotten to that point yet, but like I could see like, where people have things that come into question. Like, my belief is like there's no police investigation that's perfect, obviously. And on top of that, it's just like, while a lot of it does, make sense, like, fundamentally, there's just some place. I just haven't gotten to the place yet that says, what, the only thing that may make sense to me is there could have been a possibility of somebody else involved. But keep in mind, like, this was a house where they had many parties, they had many people coming in and out. You know what I mean? There's a lot of like different aspects of this where it can't be like, well, there was DNA there, therefore someone was involved with a crime. It could have been there for any other circumstance. But the one thing that I saw is I think Brian, assuming that he did it, I think he did, and he plead guilty to it. I think he was after which one did he had the most unaliving wounds? Wasn't it what was her name? Sorry, I forget her name. I feel bad.
Santa?
No, not Zan Colonel. The other one.
The one that murdered him in the shower?
No, she was in bed. She was laying in bed.
One of the girls?
Yeah, one of the girls. He targeted the one girl. She had the most. You know what I mean? She took the most damage. Huh?
Haley.
Yes, that one.
Yeah. Oh, I never thought of that. That he was trying to.
I think he had his eyes set on. I think his sights set on her, and then I think this is just what makes most sense to me. One or more of the people that were in there were collateral damage. I think Kaylee was his main target, especially considering how much more damage she took than everybody else.
Definitely when you finish all the documents, you'll have to let Jen know, and we'll have to set up a day and time to.
Yeah, I'm totally open-minded to hear, like, what people. Again, I'm getting, I had Ivory Rose and a few people come at me about Mackenzie Shirilla's case, like really championing her. For instance, I'm not going to probably change my mind on that because, especially like a lot of things that innocent people don't do, especially the seizure comment. Hey, can we tell the cops there's just a seizure in that circus language that she uses with her mom or whatever? I'm just like, I'm sorry, that's just shit. And again, there's like no documentation of her having POTS or anything like that prior or afterwards. And it's not like they arrested her overnight. They arrested her. They did several months of her claims of whether the car messed up or malfunctioned. You know, we have the black box information. Somebody put that car in a neutral and someone slammed it back into drive. That's not something someone does under a medical condition or seizure. And I, you know what I mean? Like, this is just a personal thing. Like, I'm on a medication for seizures, and when I've had about 2 or 3 in my life, and they're grand mal seizures, and it's the one where you bite your tongue, you have amnesia for several hours, you pass right out. I don't know of a seizure where you just slam the gas all the way down to the very floor. You navigate a winding road pretty well for a while, and then also when someone, I think Davion, who was in the back, who ended up on top of Dominic,
He was trying to stop it, I think.
trying to stop the car, put something, do something, and then Mackenzie threw it right back into, someone put it back in a drive, and I think somebody with the intent, and it's not like, and also the fact that she turned to the left to make sure it hit her boyfriend's side of the car, and you know what, it doesn't matter if she was in schmooicidal mode or not. It doesn't absolve her from anything. It just means that she just happened to live through. I think I do believe that maybe she was like, she had some impulsive moment where she's just like, you know what, this is done. But like, also based on like everything that led up to it, like all the threats that she, made leveled against him, and then what I mean. So I'm sure Dominic was no perfect angel either. I get that. No one's insinuating that. It was a toxic couple, but it's like I see, especially I felt bad because some of the stuff that Dominic did, put on camera was just like, Kenzie was, I'm going to key your car, I'm going to do this, I'm going to smash a window out. I'm just like, wow, this girl's just really thinks she's something. And and everyone thinks she was convicted because she's a brat. It's just like, no, that's not the reason.
So did I hear that someone was like yelling at you about it? Who
Ivory
did
Rose
that?
knows.
And I told her, I'm like, you can present your innocence, like, argument, like, send me something. I haven't received anything yet, but I'm just, what I mean? I like Ivory, I've never had any issues with her. So I'm just like, if you really have something that's gonna, again, like, you know what I mean? Like I think just as of yesterday, the Ohio Supreme Court rejected her case completely. Like, she is going to be like her, first of all, for a woman that wants to get out of jail so bad, or prison, she's been late on all of her appeals for some reason. I guess it's just not that important to her. This is like the second time she filed things too late. And then even when the Ohio Supreme Court saw the case come across their table, they're like, nope, we don't even want anything to do with it, because they're very familiar with the case. But all I'm hearing is there's a conspiracy between the Russo family and the judge, and they have the same last name. And again, I'm not convinced that this whole state would risk their jobs to put a bratish 17-year-old, 18-year-old in prison. It's just like that. I'm not convinced.
I love how you knew that it was Carney language, because we just figured that out the other day, because I thought it was like some type of gypsy thing.
It's not really a Carney language, even though Steve Shirilla calls it that, because am I a lady today? I don't get it. But anyways, someone in the comments. But anyways, what happened was someone from, I think, several communities, Reddit communities, or a few other places, say that while there is a Carney language, that's not Carney language. That's like, a language among like people that travel around in carnivals or whatever. What she's doing is like, she's basically there's a sort of like, I have a video on a crash course on that gibberish language. They basically take the English language and put like a distorted Aziza before the vowels and after the vowels and everything they say. And it's sort of like, they used to do it with there's other people that do it with like an idiga sort of sound, like smidiga, didiga, didiga. It's like a pig Latin sort of like approach to it. And I guess Mackenzie and her mother just kind of formed their own little pig Latin, derivative of sorts. And again, why would you, right in front of a detective, ask your mom? And believe me, people did decipher the things that she said, and they did it very slowly and showed exactly how they were writing it out. They wrote it out and showed how they deciphered it. Why would you ask your mom, hey, can we just, tell the police I had a seizure? It's like, why would you have to ask that in secret if it was true? So that to me says, you're just trying to think up whatever to get out of this. And then the audacity, can't you just give me some community service and take away my license for 10 years? It's just like, I don't think you understand the gravity of what's going on here. You unalive two people. Oh no, enabling is an understatement. She runs that household, like literally, like she's like the, I don't want to say parent, but she's like the, the queen of the house, and both of them just drop to their knees. You know what I find interesting is Dan. First, I thought like maybe Mackenzie was like an only child situation, where it's just like we've not heard, and I thought that's why they were so. Following her every lead is like that's their only child, that's their baby. But when I heard there was another sibling in there. The only thing I've heard through the jail phone calls is her mom and Mackenzie were ripping on her on something. I forget exactly what, but I would be very intrigued to hear what Danielle Shavilla has to say about this. And I think she's keeping completely quiet. That says to me, I'm just going to make a safe assumption that, if she really thought her sister was innocent, I figured she'd come out and say something.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, her mom
and-
never wanted to be a mom. She wanted to be her best friend. She wanted to be the cool mom. I'm not a regular
That's
mom.
about
I'm a
it.
cool mom.
No,
Like
that's not cool, mom. That's just
no,
an
it's a terrible
irresponsible.
mom.
Right, it's an irresponsible enabler, is what that is.
Yes,
You're
for
supposed to
sure.
parent your child. You're supposed
But
to
to
parent them.
her, she was being a cool mom.
Justin is so funny. Justin is like the only person on this app that's like, you fucking did it. This is it. This is how it fucking goes.
I mean, again, I'm open-minded to hearing other people's opinions on that, but this is right as of this moment. This is just kind of how I see it. And to me, I don't see how smashing into a building 100 miles per hour while you were able to navigate a winding road and then having the car go according to the black box information, go to neutral, back in a drive, unless something intentional was going on.
I
Reminds me
think
of,
she's guilty as a motherfucker. That's what I think.
yeah, again, but there's a lot of people that are trying to make excuses for her. Oh, she couldn't, and people act like they know her. Like, I just don't think she would do that. It's like, you don't know this person.
Yeah.
You don't know anything about her. It's like you don't know how reckless she is, and you saw the stuff she was posting, and the way she was treating Dominic. I'm gonna count to 3, and you're gonna let me in. Like, what are you, his mom, or something like that? 1, 2. It's just like, girl,
Crazy.
what are you doing? It's just like, again, the entitlement it has grandstanding. Never. I mean, I know this is a very entitled generation, but she has that firing on all cylinders on ST aeroids at the same time.
Well, I mean, just look at her behavior and how she's acting in prison.
Yeah, she's got over 35, 40 written infractions in less than 3 years, and oh my God, by the time 50,
Already?
yeah, over that, over 35. And I remember people going to parole boards, getting evaluated for parole, that had just maybe 1 or 2 minor violations, and they were denied because of that. Imagine how much she's going to have racked up in 15 years. It's going to be probably record setting.
Do you know what they're for?
Many things. I read through them. Like, some of them are kind of minuscule, but a lot of them were really inappropriate relationships with many other inmates, contraband, drugs, stuff. I've had to read through them again. I was going to maybe do a video on them, but yeah, she's got a lot of infractions, and yes, some are fairly minor, but there's some that are not minor, especially contraband and just having inappropriate relation, just not following rules. Again, she's in there doing what she wants to do because it's Mackenzie. She feels entitled to it.
Oh yeah, that's how she was taught.
Yep. Well, yeah, I mean, it's amazing that just the parents are in this delusional land where they think oh, and every time she's on a phone call with her mom, oh, well, when I come home and I'm coming home soon and all that, I can't wait to hear the phone call when reality sets in and she's like, oh no, I'm not getting out of here anytime soon. Oh crap. Especially when that, when the first maybe 5-10 years go by, especially 10 years goes by, it's like, you're not coming home just the other, next week. And then let's say the full 15 go by. She was in front of a parole board. And just like Judge Russo said, she's like, there's a very good chance, if not slim to, that you're going to be spending the rest of your life in prison. And she already knows that just by the amount of infractions that she had already racked up by that time. So yeah, Judge Russo was pretty real. And I love how she really called out her mom. It's like, I'm hearing a lot about your daughter and nothing about the victims.
Yeah.
And then also on top of that, she's like, well, Davion was a new friend. She's like, does that dehumanize him in some ways? That make him less of a human? Oh, no, not at all. I love the way she really likes to slap reality into Natalie. Again, she went up there to make excuses for Mackenzie. Like, oh, she was going here. That's why you heard this. And she was doing this. That's why she heard this. It's like, come on, lady, go up there. You should just apologize to those families. Said, you know what I mean? I wish, things could be different. I'm not going to make any excuses for my daughter. I still love my daughter. Please go easy on her, fine. But coming up there with all these excuses and just talking about Mackenzie and why she should get this and that doesn't even address the victims. She did for like 3 whole seconds, and the rest of it was just about getting her daughter out of prison as quick as possible. Disgusting.
Yeah, I agree. That was pretty gross. Like, I as a parent, like, of course you would want to advocate for your kid, right? Because it's your kid. You still love them regardless of what they do. But you still need to acknowledge that they did wrong, and there has to be some type of punishment. And to go up there and act the way that they acted and didn't even give a shit about the victims, like, yeah, that blew my mind.
I'm very glad that Judge Russo was not mincing words. She's just like, she really let Natalie have it and really exposed her to be like, I'm hearing an awful lot about your daughter, and it's just all about her, and then you forgetting the 2 unalived people that are never coming back. At least you get to see your daughter. You get to visit her. Like, Dominic and Davion their families don't get to visit them. At least not on, at least not in person. They get to go to a cemetery.
Yep.
About it. And it's just like, also the fact that she's like, oh, Mackenzie almost unalived herself too. It's just like, yeah, well, you see this time and time again, especially in like drunk driving cases, where it's just like almost 9 times out of 10, you see the perpetrator, the one that drove drunk, that, smashes into a van and unalives a family of 4 or 5. They're the ones that survive. They're the only like lone survivors are the ones that, are the perpetrators. Like, I always read about this. I'm like, why? I'm like, why couldn't the family have survived? And, she could have been the one to, you know what I mean?
Okay. I'm playing my game right now. I don't know why people left me in charge.
I just need 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
So how's your Monday, Justin?
Oh, it's going all right. I do have my Zoom meeting for my new job today. It's just going to be like an orientation type of thing. So I start that this week. Money on the books again. Again, it's like since I've transitioned jobs, it like took like 2 or 3 weeks to get all my ducks in a row. But yeah, I start that new job today, and I'm looking forward to it.
That's exciting. Are you in California time?
Yeah, I'm in California time, correct.
That's nice. I was about to say, damn, it's already noon here.
Yeah.
It's noon here.
And then like my mom lives in Oregon, so it's nice having her like pretty close by.
Oh, I love that.
And yeah, she loves where I was kind of like, because she sold our childhood house. Like, we had that house in upstate New York built in while my mom was preggo with me. And you know what I mean? It's just like there's so many memories of that house, so many changes that went through it. Maybe it's not what it used to be, especially because, all my siblings aren't there anymore. But, I thought it was going to be a circumstance where like I was going to save money and buy the house when she was ready to do that kind of thing. But I just kind of went in different directions, especially when I was on tour with rock bands and stuff like that. So, I was too busy
That's
running.
crazy. What kind of rock bands?
Oh, I've been in many, but mostly rock and metal. I was also in like pop punk emo bands and stuff from about the age of 14 to about the age of 32. And then I couldn't live on buses and in vans anymore with the occasional hotel room. It's like, while I was in signed bands on record labels, you don't make much money, especially individually, unless you're on tour constantly. And, we have a crew, we have sound techs coming with us, we have merch people coming with us, we have a record label that takes a percentage of everything. When you're at home, you have to take odd jobs. You can't really like take on like a lease for an apartment because you have to leave back on tour in a month or two. It's just like, it's a really inconsistent lifestyle. You don't really have like a secure home. And it's just like, I started to, again, I'm like, well, I'm not getting super famous like Metallica, obviously. So I'm probably going to have to do this on the side and, you know, do recording projects, maybe do something local. Because again, even though,
healthcare.
huh?
I thought you were in healthcare. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, I am. When I was in Wisconsin, I was in LPN. I went from a CNA to LPN over there, but I could not get reciprocity from Wisconsin to New York. They were going to have me do everything over again, and I would have had to pay for it. So, like, while I still stayed, I was working in emergency dispatch. I was working at the mayor's office, but other than that, it was just like, yeah, I could not get any reciprocity for my licensing. And in fact, I even looked it up. All my med tech license, my LPN license, all that stuff is still active for another year, and then they make you redo it like every 1 to 3 years. You have to reapply for your license or whatever. But since I don't live there anymore, it's because when I was in Wisconsin, that was I left there in 2023.
What name off some bands? Because that's my genre. That's my area of expertise.
Okay, I played with a band called Fairway. I played with a band called Honor Bright. I was sound checking on Vans Warped Tour. When I was in a band, when I was playing Vans Warped Tour I was on that tour for 3 years with a band called The Groundbreaking Ceremony. They're called Relic Hearts now. But I also got to do sound checking for the second guitarist of All American Rejects. And then he actually got sick. He actually fell ill for 4 days, and I got to fill in for him on the main Journey stage. So that was really cool, getting to play with one of my favorite bands at the time. And I was like, you know what? Can you just stay sick forever so I could just take your spot?
What did you do? Like, were you like a vocalist, or like did you play an instrument, or?
Yeah, I've been a guitarist since I was 7.
I love that. Stop it right now.
You wanna sing to us?
I have links of music videos I'm in. I have just stuff I posted on my Facebook of me just jamming, doing cover songs, like, you know, doing guitar stuff. Like, I was gonna come on, I wasn't sure what I was gonna do on TikTok. I was like, should I do all my guitar cover stuff? Should I do all my music stuff? But I didn't see there was like an enormous community. Most of the people that were getting, you know, a lot of the plays were already big names and stuff like that. I didn't think I was going to get much out of that. And then my other like things I was exploring was like movie reviews, and like I love horror movies. That's like a huge thing for me, and like different directors and whatnot. There's a movie in theaters that I want to see so bad by this guy Curry Barker. It's called Obsession.
Yeah.
And because I'm familiar with his work. He was actually a sketch comedian, and he did this short film I recommend everybody to watch it called The Chair. And it's one of the most mind-warping things I've ever seen ever. So it's crazy that like how these YouTubers and like these like
I was sort of hoping that you were gonna say Toy Story 5, but okay, I'm sorry. Continue.
No, again, like I'm more into like first-time directors. Like, do you know Ari Aster that did Hereditary and Midsommar and stuff like that? Again, like Hereditary was his first movie, and that again, mind-blowing, disturbing, but mind-blowing. Like like a lot of the non-big names of Hollywood directors, like these first-time directors, come out with some of these huge, like hugely successful and unique projects. You know why? Because they have passion for their projects. They're not just in it for a cash grab anymore, like a lot of these veteran, you know, directors are trying to do. And I mean, there was one movie I saw recently that had Olivia Wilde as the director. It's called Don't Worry, Darling. I would recommend that.
I've heard about that. It's
got Florence Pugh in it, and it's also got Harry Styles in it. It's excellent. And again, it's something you'll never predict. It's like an end. I'm like, what? I love those endings where you just cannot predict it. You did not see this coming. And it was great.
Oh, you know what a good show is on Netflix right now? Flowers in the Attic.
Oh, yeah. They did a remake of that a while ago. That's an old movie, actually, but I really like it.
Is there a second part? I heard there's a second part, but I don't know the name of it.
Yeah, it's Flowers in the... There's like 4 books or 3 books or something. Flowers in the Attic. And then... Fuck.
Yeah, it's
Can I recommend a true crime documentary that maybe people have seen, but maybe not? It's probably the best true crime doc you'll ever find, better than anything. I'm telling you, this is like one of the like life-changing ones you'll watch. It's called Dear Zachary, a letter to his son about his father.
I've seen that.
The victim's best friend since childhood did this film. It's got I can't really put it to word. It's it's going to elicit every emotion. You're going to laugh. You're going to cry. You're going to be angry. I mean, it's one of the craziest cases, and it shows a real flawed like Canadian justice system at the time and U.S. system combined, because it involves basically a woman that unalived her, boyfriend or whatever, and she just flees to her home country of Canada, not that far away, when she commit this in Pennsylvania. And not only they, and like, while he, during the time of her the unaliving, she was preggo with his baby, and then, I don't want to give anything else, but I would look it up. Dear Zachary is the
Yeah, it's
name of
really
it,
good.
and
It's
you have
sad.
to see it. You have to see it.
It's really sad though.
Very sad, but at the same time, like the couple, the victim Andrew Bagby, his parents, you get to know his parents throughout this documentary, and these are some of the two. I mean, these are two saintly people. I mean, I don't know how the suffering that they were put through, and just their whole story of their marriage is like just something out of a novel in and of itself. And just the what they went through together, the fact they're still alive to this day, they still celebrate. There's some, again, you're gonna watch this and like you're gonna feel like you've known these people forever. These are two of the most saintly people I think I've ever, like seen in a documentary. It's like these are the best parents, and so tragic because Andrew was their only child. Like I think there was like a conception problem with the mom, with Andrew Bagby's mom. But again, it's like it's one of the saddest cases, and it's something that had warning signs all over it. And a justice system that basically was rewarding the suspect slash obvious perpetrator of this crime. I mean, it had everything, every piece of evidence pointed at her, from the phone calls, from the timing of everything. Like he sent her home from Pennsylvania to Iowa on a plane, and she's back at his front door in the morning. She drove like literally as soon as she touched ground from Pennsylvania to Iowa. She was in Council Bluffs. She drives all the way to Pennsylvania and is at his door. I mean, dude, if that were me, I'd be going out the back door and calling the police. I mean, but it's one of the craziest cases, and it's not only just the case itself, but the way the documentary is done and the way that it was executed is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. But again, it's going to elicit every emotion out of you. You're going to laugh, cry, you're going to be angry. It's one of the best documentaries, I think. If you're into true crime, it's a must see on every
Which
level.
one, Justin? I missed it.
Dear Zachary, a letter to his son about his father. It's basically this victim, Andrew Bagby, was unalived by his girlfriend at the time, and his best friend since childhood did a documentary in this whole thing. And from start to finish, there's so many twists and turns in this, and so many cracks in the horrible misjudgment from not only the Canadian justice system but also the U.S. And while at the time that she unalived him, she was preggo, unbeknownst to her, with his baby. And then it became all about the child, and then twists and turns with that situation. Basically, and especially one of the parts is like Andrew's parents, after Canadian sister, she fled the jurisdiction of the U.S., went to Newfoundland in Canada, where she's from, and they let her out on bail, and she was fighting extradition. But basically, Andrew Bagby's parents, two of the most saintly people I've ever heard, you'd ever see, and their story is like something out of a novel, their marriage and everything of itself. But basically, it was one of those things where if they wanted to see the grandson that their only son left behind, they had to spend time with the person that they know unalived, their son. And it's like that was the only way they could see their grandson. That most of the time was spending quality time with the schmurderer. It's one of the craziest things. I could not believe what these people were put through just to end up with I can't give away anymore.
It's it's super sad. You will cry. I felt so terrible for the grandparents. It's so sad.
God. Yeah, David and Kate.
All right, I just wrote it down. I'm gonna watch it tonight when I get home.
You have to. I'm telling you, you'll thank me for this one. It's one of the best true crime docs. It was on Netflix for a long time, but even though it came out years ago, it took him a long time to get this one to come out. This crime was in like 2001, so it happened a long time ago. But again, it's one of the most compelling documentaries I've ever seen, and also like it was made by Andrew Bagby's like best friend since childhood, and this tight knit community. They're all from Silicon Valley, California. You know where all the
Oh wow.
all the big tech people are. Yeah, and it's crazy like how tight knit this community is, and even to this day, like all these people that were BFFs since like grade school, they all still like hang out and visit each other and in touch with each other. Now I've never seen something like that because you know you lose touch with somebody at some point. All these people kept in touch.
Oh,
I'm just like, wow. I wish I had friends like and neighbors like that.
Yeah, no doubt. Oh, I'm gonna watch it tonight. I'd love to watch it. I've been watching a lot of good documentaries lately.
Please let me know how you like it. Please let me know how you like it because I'm telling anyone that I've ever shown this to was absolutely mind blown by it. And again, I'm just going to warn you, it's going to elicit every emotion out of you, whether it's laughter, anger, sadness, just everything in between.
Well, I'm excited. I'm gonna watch it tonight for sure, and then we'll chat about it.
You will like it, Jen.
Thank you. I love that. I love good recommendations like that. Yeah, I wanna. Are there any other cases that you has like piqued your interest lately that you want to dive into?
Corey Richins, yes.
Oh yeah. What do you think about it?
Gavel. I watched it gavel to gavel, and my God, what a rabbit hole! I mean, this woman, like, I think she was, and I know this sounds a little bit extreme, but I think she was a serial unaliver that got stopped either because again, it goes back to her mother when her lover was overdosed in a similar method back in 2006 because her mom, after her parents got divorced, her mom started to date women, which is fine. I don't care about that. But her lover ended up dying very similarly to Eric. And there's a lot of speculation. In fact, when Eric's investigation was going on into his unaliving, they actually were looking into Lisa, which is Corey's mother, to see if she was involved with this. Because back then, she was already linked to lovers, unaliving in almost the same manner, if not the same exact manner, just a different, drug. So it's crazy. And then also, like, for some reason, and just call this a man's intuition, when I first looked at her and they were just saying financial motives, something else screamed at me, cheater. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe it's just her way her face looks. I have no idea. I'm just like, something tells me there's a lover involved. There's some extramarital affair. And by the time trial came along, yep, Josh Grossman takes the stand, and that's exactly what happened.
Really?
Yep, and he got really emotional on the stand because he was kind of I hate to say the word, this is one of these for Ryan Anderson, a simp, because it's like this guy was from North Carolina, and basically he moves cross country to Utah for just her, and he was a handyman. So she, was trying to make this. She was, had that pseudo real estate business that was a huge fail from the beginning. But basically, she would hire him he didn't have anywhere to live, so he would live in the houses that he was working on, like jump from house to house he was working on, and he had no family or friends or local ties to anything. He basically just sat in the house waiting for Corey to come by and throw a dog a bone. I'm like, that's just kind of sad that you would drop your life for a married woman that is basically just, hiring you to do minuscule handyman work on houses that are not even going to pass inspection. And again, and she even said like she wasn't sure if she was going to even divorce her husband at one point. And then here was the smoking gun in that case to me. When Josh seemed to have enough of Corey's tomfoolery of kicking him around of divorce, well, maybe not divorce, not divorce, basically kicking him around emotionally, he was starting to pull away. And she goes, hold on, Josh, just give me till Friday. Friday, Eric passes away. Being politically correct.
So she was having an affair with a homeless handyman and murdered her husband for this guy, or she just used him to murder the husband?
I think what's crazy is when she served him hush puppies, he went to sleep for 18 straight hours and remembers waking up like completely lucid and almost couldn't walk. Like I think she might have been like doing some practicing on him or something, or maybe just kind of, again, he had a wallet will. He had something in his wallet that stated he's not schmuicidal, and that if anything happens, same kind of warning Eric gave it. If he ever has something happen to him, please investigate Corey Richens, because he had his own suspicions about, and then also on top, it's not just him, but also Eric. She tried several times to first 2-3 times were unsuccessful until it was successful. But even one of the children, go to the victim impact statements, and there's 3 child psychologists that go up to the stand speaking on behalf of their sons. And one of them, first of all, she had life insurance policies on all 3 of the sons, and they're like not even double-digit age yet.
Oh my God.
And on top of that, the one son is convinced fully that there was something that he ate or was served at one point that, caused him to have some bad reaction, allergic reaction. And then she's like, oh, you're fine. And she actually made him go out and play soccer that day, despite how sick he was. She let a bunch of their pets pass away, and she starved a bunch of their pets, wouldn't let the cat inside the house. I mean, she had hallmarks of serial unaliver. You start with the animals, you start with stuff like that. And then, again, very manipulative. And then she also, the fact that she took out the $250, she forged her husband's name to get that mortgage taken out on their house for $250,000 because she was Ponzi scheming everybody in the real estate market. In fact, what's really sinister? The fact that she sold her best friend a house that was not only not inspected correctly, but she didn't even register the house with the county. So when she got arrested, these people think they've been paying the mortgage, and they saved up throughout many years to get the down payment for this place. Corey was just pocketing that mortgage payments in her pocket. She gets arrested, and then a few months later, new owners come to the house, and they're just like what are you folks doing here? It's like, well, what are you guys doing? Like, we just bought this house. And then they ended up getting evicted. Yeah. So basically, this is Corey's best friend.
Wow. Oh my God.
So, and she took the witness stand and everything. So, she basically scammed that person. Another family ended up and she's facing several lawsuits right now. And she also had several insurance fraud and forgery convictions that went on top of the murder. But basically, and they threw the book at her very hard. The judge said that you were too dangerous to be free, especially because the life insurance policies on the sons, one of the sons thinking that he got, poisoned, stuff like that. It's just huge. When it came to what this woman was involved with. So who knows? And then plus, she had a really huge hatred. That's why Eric went behind her back. And especially after he realized what was happening to him and getting the whole poisoning, he went behind Corey's back and switched his estate to his sister, Katie, instead of Corey. So basically, and then get this, Corey tried to change it back, unbeknownst to him, but he caught it in time, or actually his lawyer did. Because at first, do you know why he didn't want to divorce her? This is crazy. And this is, in testimony, this was on the trial, Eric was afraid that if they got divorced, and she even had visitation rights, that he was 100% certain that his kids, that the boys were going to be harmed by her, and he wouldn't be able to live with himself. You know what I mean? By letting her spend time alone with the boys. He was afraid that out of spite, or whatever the reason is, or for insurance reasons, what have you, because again, she took out life insurance policies on kids that are not even in double-digit age. He didn't want to divorce her because he was afraid if she even got visitation or even any type of access to the kids, that she would do something to them and he wouldn't be around to save it. So he thought, you know what? I'm just going to, instead of going to the divorce court, I'm just going to go to my attorney and have, all, my will and, my estate put into a trust for my kids via his sister as the power of attorney in case anything happened to him. And again, Corey didn't know about any of this until, Eric was gone. So it's And in fact, the next day after Eric was unalived,
One of the stalkers.
they had a showdown in the driveway because Corey
So was
found
it one
out
of the
that.
stalkers? Sorry, Verica.
That's okay. But anyways, Corey had and Katie, Eric's sister, basically said, well, no, not said, but they had a showdown in the driveway the next day because Corey found out that basically the house was not Corey's after Eric's unaliving. It was Katie's. His estate went right to her. And, she didn't like that. And, you figured you just lost your husband. You're this grieving woman. And the only thing you're thinking about is money, who owns this, who owns that. And then also, I think what made the case so sensational was she had the gall. She did kind of what Gypsy Rose did. She hired a ghostwriter to write that ridiculous book on grief for children, and actually had her unalived husband that she unalived in the picture book. Basically, it's like it's called Are You With Me? And it's just like a way of children coping with the loss of a parent. Like, no, I'm not there with you physically, but in spirit, I'm watching you, score that goal at the soccer game, that kind of a thing. But Corey was under this delusion that she was starting a genre that was unheard of. She's like, you know what? I never seen any books or any child psychology books on grief, on having children deal with grief. I'm like, this is something that's as old as psychology's ever existed. If you think you invented grief books for children, it was just drop dead hilarious that she thought she invented some genre that's unheard of. Like, do you think child's grief is unheard of? I'm like, I'm sorry, sweetheart, that's not the case.
You know, it's a good case as well. I swear I spent like weeks watching this trial. Is the Tanner Horner case?
Oh my
that
God.
ex-predator? Yeah.
My God, how disgusting.
How terrible. Like,
I mean, first he was like, oh, it was an accident, I hit her with the truck, and I just freaked out. But no, that wasn't the case. They only showed very limited views of what the camera showed, and he tried to block the camera, shut it up. All the audio was still in there though. Horrific. I mean, absolutely horrific.
and they actually they didn't let like the public hear the whole recording, but they have the transcripts out. And like for her to be like, where's my mommy? My mommy told me not to, talk to you. And like all of those, like asking him to stop and you're not supposed to do this. I was like in shambles, like
Horrible.
horrible.
I mean, literally, like he was just there to drop. And you know what's so sad? He was dropping off her Christmas present for her.
Yeah.
And then, it's like, you just don't know like who you can trust and just who the next, predators out there, driving as easy as driving a FedEx truck, it's like the most random, I don't know. It's like I'm at a loss for words when it comes to that, because it was just, I can't think of anything more horrific where you just, I don't know if it was a crime of opportunity. I don't know if he sought the girl out in advance. There's another case in Canada that was kind of similar, but it was involved with another person. It was that girl, Tori Stafford, and Michael Rafferty and Tori Lynn McClintock were the perpetrators, and he was wanting to have her grab a kid for him. And what he did to her, again, it's like if Canada had the ultimate penalty, he would have gotten it.
Yeah, I don't know. I watched that trial and it just, like some days I was just like so exhausted from like just hearing how terrible that man was. Like oh man, it just gives me the creeps.
Yeah, and I remember when the arrest happened, and and then you didn't hear much after the arrest. It was like 2022 or 21 he was arrested. I'm like, what's going on with Tanner Horner? And then finally he pops back up, because I was following the Athena Strand, Facebook pages and support for her and her family and all that stuff. And I was just Not sure. Again, I think it was just one of those things where his attorney was trying to, create a lot of confusion and delaying the inevitable for him because he knew that his client was doomed. I mean, he confessed to it pretty quickly, and then he had no defense other than, well, he might be on the spectrum and mental illness, this, whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. He knew exactly what he was doing. He was completely coherent. No, that was one court case that I've watched recently that really, really like hurt my heart.
Yeah, anyone, especially the ones that involve children, are just, they really eat at you. It's like they haunt you.
For sure.
That's the same thing with Kaylee Anthony. To this day, she's never gotten justice, and it's ridiculous. I even posted something on my Facebook. I'm verified on Facebook, and I tried to get
Tanner Horner, Cajun Navy Jen.
Yeah, Tanner Horner, the FedEx driver that abducted the girl, and you can only imagine from there.
That is a horrible case. Absolutely
horrifying. And he eventually just pled guilty to it. I mean, he had really no other choice. I mean, he had no defense.
What was his name again?
Tanner Horner.
I watched all of I think it was 14 days of trial, maybe even more. And they didn't let us, the public, hear all of the audio, but they do have the transcripts out, and they're horrific.
Yeah, it's one of the worst recent child abduction / everything else cases that I've heard. It's and plus seeing some of that picture just haunted me, of the one where she's actually sitting up in the front area, just kind of on her knees, with her hands they're talking to him. And yeah, it's that picture was haunting. In New York City, we had that was the front page picture on the New York Post, and I hadn't seen that before. And I got, the hairs on the back of my neck stuck up when I saw that. I was like, oh my God.
With a little girl sitting in a truck?
Yeah, just sitting there probably asking him questions where are we going? What's happening? You can only imagine what's running through that little girl's head. I think he said something about knowing her parents or something like that. Or I think he was essentially talking nicely to her, but then I think he said something like, if you scream, you know what I mean? Or something. It became dark very quickly. I have to read the transcripts, like you're saying. I have not read them yet.
I teach Joe. Augie's too little. He doesn't understand stranger danger. But Joe, she's gonna be 7 next week, and I teach her she don't even talk to my friends that come over. I have instilled it in her head that some strangers are not nice strangers, and what happens if someone tries to kidnap her. That's one of my biggest fears. One of my biggest fears, you listen to little kids in situations or transcripts or court cases, and it's just, I cannot imagine being that mom, having to hear my kid have to sit in a courtroom and listen to that.
Yeah.
I'm not mentally well. I'm not mentally well to handle something like that.
Me neither.
No,
Yeah.
Reactions of when they receive the news of someone being unalived, it's probably Dominic Russo's mother when they go and tell her, the kind of shock that she just went into and almost sort of passing out kind of thing. I just couldn't. I almost couldn't watch it because I was about to burst into tears. That is true grief.
Yeah.
Of someone that's in shock. You know what I mean? It's she kind of saw the writing on the wall when they first started talking. And, it's a shame that the perpetrator, Mackenzie, comes out of there, not unscathed entirely, but crashing 100 miles an hour into a brick wall. It's she came out pretty unscathed, all things considered. And then dressing up as a corpse for Halloween and, basically doing all these TikToks. And there's also that one girl that actually unalived her parents, and she was begging content creators on TikTok to cover her parents' case. And it was Sarah Ann Grace, I think her name is. I forget the name of her, but she was all over TikTok begging content creators that did true crime to cover her parents' case. And it turns out she's the one that ended up doing it. That's another amazing delusion of grandeur, just trying to keep yourself out of the radar. Like, look at me, look how caring I am. I'm trying to get people to cover my parents' case. And just like with Corey Richins writing the book, like, oh, look at me, I'm a grieving mom because I wrote this book. It's like, no, you're just a psychopath, and you know what I mean. You're just trying to do anything to cover up your guilt.
What's the mom's name that is either up for parole or she just got out of she just got paroled? She unalived 2 of her 3 children for a man. It was back in like the early 90s. And there's like a movie about her.
I'm not too sure, but let's see. You know who's parole hearings? They're probably some of the most bizarre is Diane Downs. Like, again, like
Diane Downs, her.
Diane Downs, is she unalived? She tried to unaliving all of her kids because her boyfriend said one of the reasons he was breaking up with her because she had kids and he didn't want them. And then she tried, again, she's changed the story many times. When she was trying to do a reenactment with, I think it was Inside Edition back in the 90s or whatever, to try to reenact it, she was sitting there laughing and, did you get the stuff? She was joking about this whole situation. It's like you figured, and she even boomed herself in the arm with the pew pew. And
2 of her kids passed away. 1 didn't.
Yeah, the one that survived is very outspoken, and I think she wrote a book, and you know what I mean. She has a lot to say about this whole case, and I think I follow her on Facebook. But yeah, I think her name is Christy. And
did she get paroled?
No, because she's still in there, telling the same old tall tales in there, and again, they're very elaborate and very ridiculous, and it's just like, again, like no accountability, still blaming existential forces, and the story keeps changing. She'll never, until she, again, all of her appeals are exhausted. You figure at this point you don't up to it. But no,
she was pregnant too at the time of the arrest.
She was she? I don't
Yeah,
remember
she
that.
was.
Okay. But I just remember, like, she drove really slow to the hospital, like ensuring that her kids were not going to make it, kind of thing. And that's like, and Susan Smith was another one around the same time. You know what I mean? That, got everyone out trying to hunt for, some boogeyman that didn't exist. Especially she tried saying a black guy did it. So, like, they got really mad that she was trying to, like, racially get like the most obvious suspect that she thought would be obvious. And you know what I mean, when really the case was she, put the car in the, with the kids strapped in the seats and just, pushed the car into a river or lake or whatever. It's just like horrific. And she went, and it's like she was like pulling a Chris Watts before Chris Watts and Scott Peterson going on there begging for, and you know who else had done that recently? He finally got rearrested. I was scared he wouldn't. Was Barry Morphew, if you know who he is.
I've never heard of him.
Suzanne Morphew, his wife. I mean, this is pretty sinister stuff. Like he actually was chasing her around the house with a tranquilizer gun to knock her out, and then he ends up dumping her out in some really like woodsy part of Colorado. And then they found her bike because he said she went out on a bike ride. So he dumped the bike in some place where the police could find it. He actually got arrested and for this murder, and then they dropped the charges on him. And then I forget exactly why, but it was not without prejudice. So they rearrested him again, and his daughters they both think he's innocent. Let him go, whatever. And then just basically look up the Suzanne Morphew case. Barry again just got. These are very wealthy guy. He owns his own construction business, but very big narcissist as far as I can tell.
If I'm being honest, I know you mentioned the Peterson case. I'm very on the fence about that. I sort of think that he is actually innocent.
Yeah, I mean that's fine, but I don't see it. The only theory that I've seen that people run with was the burglaries across the street, and then one person said that may or may not have saw her walking the dog after the timeline of the unaliving. But again, it's like her hair was found in pliers in a boat that no one knew about that Scott bought for fishing, and then she turns up right in that same area where he went fishing. I mean, I don't see innocence in this. That's lies. They told Amber Fry, and
I had a new bottle of the Loon.
and plus him dyeing his hair, trying to go to Mexico. Just not stuff.
So before we wrap it tonight, I'll put this on it. I'm going to put it in the box. That way.
There's a lot of Scott Peterson.
It really helped.
I mean, he's off of meth row, if that makes you happy. But you know what I mean? Like I don't see innocence in that whatsoever. But he kind of looks like a Ben Affleck stunt double.
He does.
Yep,
Yeah,
and
that's an
I'll-
interesting case to talk about. I'm curious to hear people's thoughts on
still-
him.
They're still coming out with new documentaries about it. I'm just like, and they don't tell us anything new, unfortunately. But and then same with Jodi Arias as well. I saw a new one that some new journalist was doing, and it got a lot of views, like a few million views, like really quickly. But again, it's just updated interviews with his friends and associates, and Sky and Chris Hughes divorced at this point, and just yeah, I mean, like again, nothing new. Just yeah, Jodi was unhinged. She was jealous. They missed Travis. You know what I mean? There's nothing new in that. And, you know, Jodi's momentum of like her case kind of slowed down over the years. And I think they were just trying to like, you know, remind everybody about that case, even though like everyone lived and breathed it, especially while it was going on. And again, like, you know, what's crazy is her, yeah, like I said, her case, she unalived Travis on June 4th, 2008. And then Kaylee Anthony goes missing on June 9th, 2008. So you have two of the most like America's notorious crimes of the time, especially that year, happening within the same week. I just thought that was a little interesting.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. That's
Someone
interesting.
does need to buy this car. It needs to get out of my driveway. Listen, since it's so old, okay, first of all, it's a Benz, and you know, Benz, BMW, all these foreign cars, the parts are expensive. So now throw in a 1995 Benz. They don't make the parts no more. You got to find the shit online. The shit's not cheap. I live in poverty, okay? I can't afford these parts. Someone needs to buy it. Listen, somebody, it's a luxury edition too. Somebody's in classic cars will buy this car.
One of my
It's an
friends,
auction.
one of my
It's in
friends just
great
had an
condition.
accident.
Huh? Take it
One of
to an
my-
auction.
One of my friends just had an accident with his Tesla, and if you want to have expensive parts, my God, a Tesla is like the cost of another car to fix the dang thing.
Yeah, no, thank you. I don't want to tell. They're gonna turn on us when the robots take over.
Oh, robots have already worked on taking things over. I mean,
Yeah, it's a great car. Like I love my car. It's small.
Guys, it's a great car, great condition. It just doesn't drive.
Listen,
It's great.
listen. No, for real though. Like it just won't hold. It won't hold a charge. Like we thought it wasn't holding fuel. We thought it was like a fuel leak. So like we replaced like the fuel pump and the fuel filter. Nope. That's not that. It just won't keep a charge. Something in my car is draining my battery, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. And frankly, I don't want to waste money trying to figure it out.
did you get it diagnosed? Did you bring it in for like a formal diagnosis?
No, Emily's brother-in-law's, I think, is going to come over and set up his little computer thing. But it's a brand new battery. It was a $200 battery. Brand new. It just won't keep a charge.
They're definitely not cheap. Anyways, guys, I got a jet for now, and I really enjoy talking with you guys. But yeah, those are the cases that interest me at the moment. Like, I'm trying to transition to other cases, but if it's not gypsy related, like the views are like way lower, which I don't really care about that. That's fine. But if anyone wants to see a good crash course on Mackenzie and Natalie's little gibberish language, I did post a video about it. And it's pretty interesting because not only does it like get breaking, I also have other content creators at it, like, you know, put their input in it, but it also like has like a breakdown of like, you know, sort of like a glossary of how they change the words. Like there's one that's like Idiga, there's a version of that, but they do like a ease kind of thing, and it's something you do in between the vowels of how they do it, and it's something obviously that Mackenzie and her mom have done for a long time. But again, it's like, you know, that it was for me that said something was up was the whole can we just tell the police it was a seizure? It's like, really?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, I
If
agree.
that was the truth, they'd be like, officer, I've had POTS for many years. I was dying. And plus, you know, like she went on, Natalie went on Chris Cuomo the other day, and she's peddling this POTS narrative, but can't list a doctor who diagnosed it, can't list a single event before or afterwards, like seizure wise, that anything ever happened. Just the one time she commits the crime. And again, like she's just throwing whatever crap against the wall she can, hoping something sticks. Because again, like they couldn't blame it on the car. The black box told the story of the car. Oh, there was recalls on the Toyota Camry. It must have been something wrong with that. No, black box. prove that wrong. And then believe me, they looked into that car up and down. It's like as soon as that wasn't able to be used as an excuse, well, let's do something medical. But again, it's like they did every test that you can on POTS. And believe me, I know people in the POTS community that are absolutely outraged the fact that she's just trying to use that as an excuse. But it doesn't matter at this point. It's like the burden of proof, like especially in an appellate court, which she's lost 3 times now, including the Supreme Court. Once you're convicted, the burden of proof kind of shifts over to the defense. Whether that's, juror misconduct, prosecutorial misconduct, or again, like they're trying to retry the guilt phase when that ship has long sailed. It's like, listen, you could convince like a large population of your innocence. If the justice system's not buying it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's like the general public doesn't decide whether you go free or not, especially with, her not being able to follow rules in the prison system. And believe me, that's a big factor in parole. And she's got 35 to 40 documented infractions in less than 3 years. Wait until 15 are up. She's going to have something a mile long that's going to take several pages of printing out to do it. And like I said, I've seen parole hearings where they have like 1, 2 infractions and they send them back. So it's like, yeah, if she's expecting parole after 15 years or at all, because again, like the judge said, even at that point, because she looked at all the infractions she had up until that point, I think it was maybe around 30 or 31. She's like, look, you have a very good chance of spending the rest of your life behind bars. And you know what I mean? It's like, I find it like funny that her parents said she was mature enough to live on her own with Dominic, but then as soon as she's arrested, like, oh, she's a dumb 18-year-old. Don't talk to her. Her lawyer said so. It's like, well, which is it, Steve? Is it she's dumb and, don't talk to her? Or, oh, she's mature enough to go live on her own and be in a domestic situation as a teenager? It's like, you can't have it both ways. It's incredible, like, how much cognitive dissonance is within this family. It's like, it's not just Mackenzie. It's like the whole dynamics of the family. And again, I'm eager to hear from Danielle Sharilla. I hope she comes out and says something. But I would understand, like, if, hopping on that circus train is not going to be the easiest thing for anyone. So that's kind of why we don't see Andre in the Gypsy case. That's why we don't see Dylan. You know what I mean? People
the
don't
Gypsy
want.
case is just so played out at this point.
Well, I mean, she provides us the material herself. So she's just like, she's just comedy that, is just provided to. But I posted something recently about this.
But
She
that's what
posted in
she
her story.
wants, though. She does those things because she wants us to continue to talk about her.
Yeah, well, narcissists and sociopaths, they're the type of people that seek attention. They don't care if it's positive or negative, so long as it's attention. But she just posted something on her story yesterday saying, like, oh, all my future posts are going to be decided by my PR team from now on, because obviously her selecting her own content is, pretty cringe.
Yeah, but did
So-
you notice that her PR team, she said, if you have any questions for them, email me and I'll forward it to the proper people. I don't think that she has a PR team.
I don't think so either. I think this is just a facade. And on top of that, like I've done a personal invite for Gypsy to come on my panel. I'm like, hey, I treated your man with grace when he was on my panel. If you don't want to take questions from anyone, that's fine. And you know what I mean? You don't have to read the comments. You could just talk to me. And but again, it's like, unless there's a teleprompter or unless she has a lawyer in the room or someone in the room that can, tell her what to say and how to say it. She has the questions in
Well, she wants
advance.
to be nasty. She wants to be nasty to people. She wants to be a bitch to people. And she can't do that on someone's panel like yours because you're not going to allow that.
Well,
So
I mean,
she goes to where everybody else is talking shit. She goes to where everybody else is making an ass out of themselves. And she doesn't
can't be
look so out of
challenged
place.
she can't be challenged on the spot because she wouldn't know what to do. It's like as soon as I challenge a contradiction, even if I do it as nice as I can, and plus, like Bree, when I had Bree on my live, she was just gaslighting the whole time. She said she had 8,000 pages of evidence that not only that she read, which is sad because you must have no life, and then on top of that, but she can actually understand all that medical literature without any medical training. And then
That's what gets me.
she went, okay, the one text message she brought up in that live was one from Nick and Gypsy, where basically they're kind of in role play mode because, they did a lot of that. Gypsy started that. But anyways, it's basically, they wanted, it was something about Nick, or Gypsy said something about we could do hanky panky all day tomorrow. And then Nick or Victor said, well, you have to deal with my dark side first. And then Gypsy said, will you go easy on me? And Bree says that's proof of Gypsy saying no to Nick and trying to pull out of the whole situation. I'm like, how is saying, will you go easy on me, the word no?
He
But
couldn't even get it up.
no, he could. I'm like, so there's this, he's this like crazy rapist, but he can't even build a tower. It's like, really? And it's like, I mean, looking at Gypsy and, everything, with the diapers and all that from what I've read, I can imagine, he was pretty impotent. He was. And, I'm not saying that to give him any like flack or anything, but it's like, it's really, like Becca Scoop said, it's really dangerous for someone like Bree to try to sit there and understand that a man with autism's like sexuality. She has no idea, no like background in people with autism and and their dynamics and their thought process of something like sexuality. And despite whatever he might have texted Gypsy at the time, again, I think he was facilitating her fantasies. And again, it's just like with him, he could like you said, he couldn't even like get it up. So to me, that doesn't sound like a guy that's going to be so hyper sexual. Like again, he didn't like when they did it in the movie theater or whatever. I don't even think the you know what I mean. I don't think the train
Didn't
entered the
happen.
tunnel at all.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
Yeah, and then he thought like he was autistic enough to think that that he got her prego. Like, oh, do you need me to do it again? Should I try it again? But I don't even think you understood the concept, let alone Bree and all of them want us to think that he's just like really crazy rapist. And then like also that McDonald's incident, yeah, he was looking at some naked stuff, and guess who the subject matter of the naked stuff was? Gypsy Rose. It wasn't like some website.
I have been in the healthcare field for 15 years at least. Yeah, about 15 years. And still, sometimes the medical jargon, like it takes me a minute to be like, oh, yep, okay. So for Bree, with no training at all to know exactly what she's reading,
Zero.
you're not gonna, no, you're not handing me that.
Right.
Well, she said she had proof, but we didn't deserve to see it. So I'm like, well, why would you bring it up anyway at all?
Last night, she alluded to the fact that now she has all of the medical records, and she alluded to the fact to stay tuned. It's almost like she was saying, because they were talking about writing books, and she kept saying, well, stay tuned, stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned for the same old debunked narrative. But the thing about her is she always alludes to that one doctor that said this is the worst MVP case he's ever seen, but she forgets the part where that same doctor said Gypsy showed high levels of being a sociopath. It's like, it's funny you leave that part out. So you can't just take one part of the diagnosis and dismiss the rest of it. That's not the way this works. Either he's credible or he's not. So the same guy that you says this is the worst case of Munchausen's is also says that your friend is a complete sociopath, one of the highest levels of it he's ever seen. So you know what I mean? Take your pick. Again, you can't have it both ways.
Yeah, it's funny how they leave that part out all the time, isn't it?
Of course, and that's why you can't trust Bree or any of those people with any of those medical records, because they're just going to pick and cherry pick the things that make Gypsy look like a victim, and everything else that's in there that's going to inconvenience them and their narratives is going to be tossed to the wayside. So that's why I would never, like, again, it's like if those documents exist, I'll read them and interpret them as they are. And same with you, because I'm in the medical field as well. So it's just like, again, Bree has zero. I don't even know if maybe she's had jobs in the past. I don't know. I know she's had some, personal demons. Let's just say that lightly. I wouldn't be trusting somebody that's on her own self-medication to interpret that kind of information. I'm just, going by common sense.
Yeah, I think there's a lot.
Now, I don't, listen, I'm the type of person, like, I won't shame Bree for her past or anything like that. I won't do that. But I will say, like, on the flip side of, you really have to know what you're reading to understand it. And that takes training, and it takes years of that training.
Years. Yeah. 8,000 plus pages. Yeah.
That's like, it has nothing to do with whatever she does recreational. It's just like that. The fact is, it takes years to understand stuff like that.
Well, I only mentioned the recreation part because
understand. I
I
know.
think you would have a problem interpreting
Yeah.
something that elaborate while you're not in clear thinking. And again, this is going to be done on a bias. She's only going to pick and choose which parts of that information is going to be released that's going to make Gypsy look like a victim, or she's just going to slant it in a way, just like she slanted that one text message of, "Oh, will you go easy on me?" She tried to stretch and say that's Gypsy saying, "Oh, it's obvious she wanted nothing to do with him." Then I'm like, how is she saying, "Will you go easy on me?" saying no? I'm like, where do you take that leap? Where do you jump? Like, what mental gymnastics did you use to get to that conclusion? Other than you just have a bias for Gypsy and you're willing to, say whatever to put whatever narratives in place. So I'm like, okay, so she said, "Go easy on me." That's not the word no.
Yep.
But, in Gypsy land, apparently it is, you know what I mean? Only they can interpret this all correctly. The rest of us, can't do it. That's why we're not worth showing it to.
Well,
Again, but
one good thing that I would say is if I was like Gypsy, which I am not and it would never be, I would want friends like Brie and Sheena. I'm just being honest.
Well,
If
I
I was
mean-
in, if I was in her situation and I came out and, I was considered what she is considered, I would definitely want friends like them because they will ride hard and they do not care. They do not care about her
No, I
past.
think I mentioned this before, but like I said, I've never had a personal issue with Sheena. She's never come at me or attacked me, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Obviously, she's done some questionable things. From the one person she admitted to trying to unalive to some other stuff, pretty disturbing. And I know she's trying to dox and do some nasty, horrible things to other people. But to me personally, she hasn't come at me at all. But the thing is, like, she told me personally on my own live that she's never read the FOIAs and doesn't plan on doing it. Neither does Ken. They don't care. They don't care what piece of information comes out, past, present, or future, or if she commits another crime, they are going to stand by her come hell or high water.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to live that way in complete, ignorance is bliss,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You can't, no critical thinking. I'm just going to ride or die with this person just because I can't live like that, because I like to critically think, where it's just like, I might change my opinion based on information. They will not change no matter what's in front of them. It's like, if they want to live that way, that's fine. But it's just like, their credibility is completely shot because it's just like they're going to slant whatever that happens into Gypsy's favor, no matter if it takes a lie, a con, deceit, twisting, mental gymnastics, what have you. That's why, again, anything that comes out of Gypsy's mouth or any of them, I need to see corroborating evidence, because just blindly believing them like they blindly believe Gypsy is not something that anyone should be
And
able to
hey,
trust.
you know what? I guess maybe those are the types of friends they are. It's not the type of friend I am, and it's not the type of friend I want, because I would rather my friends call me out on my stuff. And, if Jen has done something, if Skip has done something, now I'm not going to go live and do it like publicly, but I would call them and be like, hey, what are you doing? What the hell?
That's a true friend.
Okay. That's
That's a
how
true friend.
friendship should be. And they should be holding her accountable, but they're not going to. And, that's just it.
Yeah, and it's sad because it's like a true friend of Gypsy's would be honest with her about the things she's doing, not just supporting every bad thing this person does. And then, you know what I mean? Just because, I don't know, it's like Gypsy's got a very, very highly effective way of getting people to do stuff for her and to be on her side, blindly. I don't know what she has going on manipulation wise, but it's quite grandstanding. It's like, I wonder how she does it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Unless they're seeking clout, unless they think an association with her is going to somehow get them some sort of attention. But do you know how many profiles Brie has lost on TikTok? I think 60, 50, or 60. It's astonishing how many profiles that woman has lost.
That's crazy.
They just make you feel mad.
All right, you guys. I got to get going for a little while, but I love talking to every single one of you as always.
All right, talk with you
Bye,
soon.
Justin.
All right, you guys have a great rest of your day. I shall return.
Bye.
Bye.
I think it's for clout.
Yeah, I mean,
1000%. I think it's for the.
I think it's the shock value. I think they enjoy the shock. of it all, of people being like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I think that they like that shock value. They like giving that to people.
Well, it's just like you said, like that's cool. Like you're a ride or die friend. Excuse me. You're a ride or die friend. You know what I mean? But I think there's a lot of people that are in it for the clout, are in it to be associated with her, and it's just really crazy that this case is so popular, and it's like, dude, what? Like, why? Look at all the people involved. They are like D-list celebrities. Like they are. I just don't understand. Like these people are not worth a shit.
Well, and the thing is I would rather have a friend that tells me the truth and like, hey, Cherry, you did this and this isn't like you. Like, what's going on? Like, let's figure this out. I don't want you to like color me rose. You know what I'm saying? Like, be honest with me, because that's the type of friend I would want, because that's the type of friend I am.
I mean, you see all the shit she got when she got out of prison. You saw so many of us talk about, why don't you do advocacy work? Why don't you do something with your fucking platform other than what you're doing with it? And everybody, give her time, give her time, give her time. As a real friend, you should be pushing your friend to be better and to do better. But yet she's just negatively in this spotlight. And I'm starting to think that that's what you guys want, because you have to think of it like this. The more haters you have, the more support and engagement you're going to get, because the people who love you and follow you and support you are always going to do it. But those haters are extra views. They're extra coins. They're extra everything. They give you more that you already have. And it's almost like Gypsy has more people who hate her than people who support her.
Yeah, but she doesn't care, because any attention is good attention.
And she loves it. She loves the attention. She loves the attention. And I'm starting to think a lot of her friends that come on here and make asses out of themselves like the attention too. And I don't want to be around people like that. I don't want to talk to people like that. I don't want to associate with people like that, because that's as far as your life goes, and that makes me sad for you. Like, this is as far as your life will ever go. Is this the platform? Gypsy. Like, that could never be me. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I'd have more respect for Gypsy if she just said, I unalived her. Here I am.
I did it.
I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do. Fuck all you. I would have so much more respect for her.
Yeah, I agree.
I would have so much more respect for her if she just came out instead of trying to be something that she's not and played pretend. And her friends, like, we're playing pretend for what? Why are we playing pretend? We're over 30 years old and we're playing pretend.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's fucking weird.
Yes. But hey, you know what? If I was, like I said, if I was Gypsy and I did the things she did, I would definitely want friends like that. So hey, you know what? If that's what they're gonna do for her, then by all means.
I think we all sit here and say we want friends like that, but do we? I don't.
No, I said only if I was like Gypsy.
Oh.
If
Now, she
I
definitely
had,
got people fucking ride or dying for her, that's for sure.
right.
But I don't know if I would want a fake friend. I don't know if I would want a fake friend that's just around because of the clout or because of the exposure or the views. Or I'm totally fine with my 2 viewers when I go live. I'm fine with my 200 followers. Like, I don't give a shit. But I think a lot of these people do give a shit. And I don't know when TikTok became such a big platform to where you have to be popular. Like, you have to be validated on a social media app to feel popular because you've never peaked in your entire life, and Gypsy Rose made you peak.
Yep. Sometimes I go live and I have like one person and it's me in my life. And I'm just talking to myself. I don't give a shit.
I don't either. Like, I would rather have my 200 followers. Allie just bought me 1,000 followers, and I'm so mad at her for doing that because I don't even know who these people are, and they're like from other countries and shit. And I don't even know how to say their name because it's in like Arabic. And I'm like, dude, why do you do this? Why? I was totally fine with my 200 followers because I know who supports me, I know who loves me, and I know who has my back. Now it's just fucking Habib fucking in fucking Thailand. I don't know. Like, I don't know any of these people.
Yeah, I don't know, but I have only 190, and sometimes I go live, and if you guys aren't there with me, I have maybe 2 viewers, and I don't care. Like, it doesn't bother me. 'Cause
I
it
don't
is
care
what it is.
either because it's like I get on this app like in the morning, like when I texted you and Jen, and I was like, is someone going live? Because I wanted to drink coffee and start my morning, and you know what I mean? Like I wanted to, my kids were situated, everybody was good. And I don't like hosting. I don't like hosting because there's bad seeds out there. And
Yeah, I don't mind doing that with you in the morning. I start, so I work from home. I start work at 8:30, so sometimes I have to go on mute or whatever, but I mean,
yeah.
I don't mind doing that.
Yeah, well, it's also because I have Augie home right now. And so I have to mute when I have to mute. And if I'm hosting, I can't really, I can mute, but I'm just like what Jen's doing right now.
Yeah, I know. She always does this to us. You notice that?
Uh-huh. I don't know whoever told me to be in charge, but we need to have a proxy because
For real. I thought Jen was supposed to always like be in charge, and she just leaves us here to stare at a wall.
yeah, maybe no. No, I don't want to be in charge. I gave up the leader role. I don't want to be in charge of nothing.
Where's Dreamer? She'll come up and talk.
You just
Let's
came
get,
in here and said,
let's get
All right,
Dreamer.
guys.
Hang on, let's get Dreamer up here. She'll talk to us.
Who?
I'm gonna bring Dreamer up because you
Oh.
weren't talking to us. So
I'm
bringing
sorry.
Dreamer
I had
up
to.
talk to
The
us.
nurses were here, so I had to go out there and pretend like I'm working. Hey, Dreamer.
Sherry, thanks for the information about Mimi. I did let Bounce know. She's going to have a good luck at that because all his kids are grown. He raised his oldest, and he had his other one for 5 years, but he wanted to go live with his mom, and he's 17 years old and in high school. So,
Yeah, she said that they contacted her and she's gonna be doing a live interview with them soon.
You know, that's the last person I'd mess with his kids because he'll make it his full-time job
Oh
for
yeah.
life.
Oh yeah.
You know,
well, you know what? If she
I
tries
don't
that,
blame him.
she does not know who she's fooling with.
I
Bones will
know.
go after her tenfold.
I know.
I have been the only one that I know of that has fought with him endlessly and didn't back down.
Yeah.
In fact, when he went live with me, he says, I had to respect you, Dreamer. He says, no matter what I threw at you, if I said something about your mom, about your cats, he says, no matter what, he says, man, she just won't bow down. She won't break. What's with this girl? He says, you wouldn't back down. Guess what? It took a while. It took over a year to a year and a half. But he eventually took my image off his merchandise. And when he did that, the war was over.
That's good. I would never bow down to Morbid, but I also don't engage with him because he's not worth the energy. Prison Princess, I agree. That's why I don't banter back and forth with him either. And he will, like I said, make it his full-time job just to mess up your life. And so if Mimi wants to go down that road, more power to her, but I wouldn't mess with his kids.
Well, you know what? The thing is,
Anyways.
he's been on social media for a number of years. Okay? He's dealt with all kinds of trolls, all kinds of people, and he won't hesitate to go low ball.
Yeah.
It's just like Case the other day doxed his wife and kids.
Yeah.
Bones returned the favor.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And I told him, I said, phones don't do that.
Yeah. I think
He's done and
that
said
kids-
some fucking horrible shit. Horrible shit. He's done.
Well, you know what?
Bad
There's a lot of
shit.
stuff you don't know. It's just like the incident where he supposedly called the mother, it said the wrong son on
I'll be
live.
right 2 minutes.
It was actually a skit. He did not have the mother's phone number. The reason he did that was because he was having an argument with this guy, right? And this guy sit there and not only doxed his children and put his children's name out there, but he also put out their social security. So when that guy did that, that's when he made this skit like he was calling his mother.
Well, I don't understand like where the line is crossed, because a lot of people has come after me for a lot of the shit I've done and said, but yet everybody's over here supporting Morbid when he's done or did worse than what I've ever done. And honestly, you're right. Morbid has been on this internet for a long, long, long time. He's had different names, different personas, different everything. And I understand doing things in your past and doing better to be a better person, but it's just one of those things where he's done flip sides, and now he has a whole brand new audience to support him, and it's just
No,
it's just one of those things.
he's tired of the gypsy stuff. You know, the case is over, and I don't care what everybody says about gypsy. It's over. It's done with. Now
agree.
it's the hypocrisy of the thing. How, you know, they think they can do something, but if somebody else does it, they cut them down. But if they do, it's okay.
I agree. I think the gypsy stuff is very well overly played out. I think
So
I
now
think there's
the
I
people are
think
feeling threatened.
I think if a group or TikTok collectively would start channeling all of their energy to everybody who's doing disgusting things on this app, I think it could clean up TikTok, and I feel like it could be a better place for everybody to have their own safe space. But you got people like Mimi going around fucking doxing people, bringing people's kids into
She's the
it.
biggest doxer there is.
Yeah.
It's Mimi.
Yeah.
I call her Mimi Moo.
Mimi what?
Mimi Moo.
Oh my god.
And like Good Ways Network, I call her Fancy Pantsy.
Who?
Good Wives Network.
Oh, yeah.
I call her Fancy Pantsy. I got nicknames for creators. But Bob says something that's very interesting and is very true. These creators who say that they're crime channel are not crime channel. All their stuff is Gypsy Rose. That's not a crime channel. You take Ivory Rose Nose, she does different cases. Now, I don't care for, what is her name? Oh. She one time had a Patreon, and she showed autopsy pictures and the
Natasha
families
Cooper.
there. She does different cases.
Yeah.
That's a crime channel. But when you do a so-called tribe channel and all you do in Gypsy, you're not a crime channel. And Buzz is totally correct on that.
No, I think a lot of people have been saying that. Like, people want to sit here and say that they're the true crime community, but all they focus is on Gypsy. It's not a true crime community. You're in the Gypsy Rose Blanchard community. That's what you're in. Don't call yourself a true crime person when all you do is talk about Gypsy Rose.
The person here says it's a gossip page at that point. Exactly. Yeah. That's all it is.
Yep.
That's not a true crime channel.
Which one?
Well, hell, at this point, it's not even a Gypsy Rose community. It's just a fight club. It's not even it's just Fight Club at this point.
It is a fight club. It's no fun anymore. No fun. I remember when I would have like 300-400 people, and I'm sure Skip does too, in my live, and we would literally talk true crime for hours, or sometimes about nothing, but it definitely wasn't other creators, you know?
Well, I watch Ivory Nose. There she does different pages.
Mhm.
The one she's doing is, I don't agree with her on that, on her opinion on that, but that girl, she was in the
Mhm.
car, 100
Yeah.
miles an hour. I'm sorry, she did it on purpose.
Yeah.
I believe she did it on purpose. This
She
girl
did.
was number one. She was always driving recklessly. She
Mhm.
was always driving 100. She knew that road. She knew
Yeah.
every inch of that road. So it wasn't a case that she was speeding, went around the corner, lost control, hit the wall.
Yeah.
There's no way. She had to in there, and she didn't even the black box. Okay, yeah, it was the last 15, 20 seconds. That's long enough for you to try to slam on the brakes, and it showed she made no attempt to slam on the brakes.
No, she didn't. And even if she
Now
was
her
having a
motive,
seizure,
I don't
anybody
know
in
if
the
she was
medical
trying
field knows
to,
that's you just don't your foot's
if
not
she
gonna
was
lock
trying to
down like that.
unlive all of them,
I don't know.
herself and all of them,
Hi,
or
Anna.
just her boyfriend and her, and the others were just,
Yeah, and I think that's why she asked about how not Dom, but the other one, is he alive? The first thing that came out of her mouth was, "Is he alive?" Because I think he's the one who threw it into neutral and was trying to stop her, and she knew, that she didn't want him to survive because he could have told on her. That girl is guilty. I listened to Ivory, but nothing she said, I couldn't get behind her because she's smart. Ivory's not stupid, so I wanted to hear her viewpoint on it, but.
well, the thing is, didn't she understand? I don't know how she walked out of that alive, if you honestly. When I seen the wreckage, how she walked out of that alive, I'll
Yeah.
never know.
I
Well,
agree.
she did turn the wheel so that the passenger side would hit the wall, and so it took most of the impact. But I don't.
Yeah,
think
but
that
if you
she-
did you see that car? It
Yeah,
looks
I
like a
did.
crushed sardine. Even
I
so,
know.
I would have thought she wouldn't have survived.
Yeah,
Let me
I
tell you
wouldn't have either.
something. That car looked way better than about 3 weeks ago. We had a car accident in front of my neighborhood.
Oh,
A
I
mom was
remember.
going 111 miles per hour and she hit a tree right in front of my neighborhood and she survived, but her 3 little babies passed away. And
No.
I'll tell you what, the Mackenzie vehicle
I need to
looked
get my glasses.
looked better. Or what am I trying to say? Like it looked it looked worse. So like to me, though, you know what I'm saying? To me, Mackenzie should have like. I'm surprised she survived. But yes, that oh god, the 3 little babies.
111.
She was going 111 miles per hour, and we have such a big curve around, like right outside my neighborhood. And she was in a domestic violence situation. She was trying to get away, and she hit that curb and hit that tree, and
It's good for coffee
2
too.
of the
Keeps it hot.
babies flew out of the car. Like
Well,
it's like,
sadly, it
oh.
shows on domestic violence cases the most dangerous time for a woman is when she tries to leave.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know my mom was in a DV situation, and I remember as a kid her trying to get away and how dangerous it was for all of us. But I just, oh gosh, it breaks my heart every time like I come out of my neighborhood and I look at the tree and they have like all these things set up, and
Do they know
I
what
went over there
happened, Sherry? Why
and
this
put
accident
flowers.
happened?
She was trying to leave a DV situation, and from what I understand, Dad was chasing them.
No. Hey, Butterfly.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And
Now she's
so
alive without her babies.
she's alive and she's in jail now. I mean, it's unfortunate, but she's in jail for, vehicular homicide.
She is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Because she was going at 111. Now, situations, that could change because of, the new evidence that has come out that Dad was chasing them. She was trying to get away. But the problem is that she didn't have any of the kids strapped in. 2 of them, the 2
Might
younger
not have had
ones,
time if she was
like,
running from him.
flew out the
Yeah, when you're
fucking
running away and you're in that panic, you're not quite thinking. You're just thinking get it away. So I can see how she might
As a
not have
juror, I would have a
done it.
hard time making a decision
Yeah,
on this.
same. Yeah, me too. I feel for her, but man, that's just, every time I went over there and I put like three little bouquets of flowers down last week, and like I don't know them, but I just it ripped my heart out. Like it ripped my heart out, and like the tree is just yeah, it's terrible. But yeah, so I was like I'm surprised Mackenzie
She's in
survived
jail
that.
mourning 3 of her babies. Oh my God, my heart's
Yeah,
broken.
could you imagine like
No.
trying to leave a situation like that? And the thing is, she called the cops. So like she was like calling the cops, trying to get away from this man, and yeah,
Has she gone to trial yet?
not yet. No, this just happened to
You know what
maybe
though?
3 weeks
I
ago.
think when if she goes to jury trial and they hear how she was being chased and everything else, I think they will either find her innocent or guilty on a much less.
I hope so.
I could remember with my real biological father, when my mom was trying to leave a really bad situation with him, DV. I can remember her just throwing us in a car and getting out of there, and finally him like deciding to leave. And it was Christmas, and we walked into the house and thinking he's been gone for months, and all of a sudden I was a daddy's girl. So I was like, Daddy. And I can remember looking behind me and wondering, like, why did my mom and my 2 other siblings like stop in their tracks? Like, they were terrified. So, like, I can just imagine how terrified she was trying to
Well,
get her
they may
baby.
offer her a deer. I knew this girl, and this happened many, many years ago. Her and her husband had a hard time having kids. They had 2 kids. When they got divorced, and what they did is the husband took one, she took the other. She had remarried, and she came home and actually busted her new husband S.A.ing her daughter.
Oh,
She freaked out, and she took and she pow-powed him in front of the kid. She said she regretted it because her daughter saw her on live him,
yeah.
and she ended up doing a year.
Yeah.
I think in their case they says, well,
I do hope
they
that they
looked at
give
the
her.
circumstances and says, well, we can't let her totally off free because she did pow-pow this man, but she had reason to pow-pow him, so they gave her a year in county jail.
Yeah, I do hope that she gets a lighter type of sentence, because you know what, you like getting into an accident and all 3 of your babies passing away, that right there, that I feel like that's a life sentence in itself,
I
like,
couldn't imagine, and I've lost children. I couldn't
and
imagine losing
yeah,
all 3 of my kids at one
and
time and
all
then
she
sitting in a
was
jail cell.
and all she was trying to do was escape.
Wow, that's heartbreaking. It's so heartbreaking. Hopefully they give her a deal or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's sad. It's a sad situation. It really is.
Like I want to write her or send her flowers or something.
Well,
I'm
you
just
know
like,
what? She's got enough pain. She's lost her kids, tried to escape this man.
And why isn't he being
That's not something
prosecuted?
she
Why haven't they
has to
arrested
live with
him?
the rest of her life. Her kids are gone. Isn't that enough punishment?
Right. And I think he will be, because the funny thing is when the cop, like from what the news said, when the cops got there, he was, there acting like, oh my God, my kids, my wife, my kids, blah, blah, blah. They didn't know, other than her call, that it was a situation. So at that moment, they were just thinking they got into an argument. Maybe mom overreacted, but mom was like sedated in the hospital for, I think, about a week, maybe 2 weeks. So it's been about 3 weeks now. So I think now they know the full story. So I'm pretty sure that dad will be arrested for something. I mean, or I don't know if he even can get arrested for something, because did they see? I don't know how that works. I don't know.
I hope so. I hope they figure out something, since he was chasing them.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, he's got to be culpable somehow.
Yeah, it's sad. It breaks my heart.
Hey, wake
And then
up,
every time I leave my neighborhood, I see it, and it kills me.
I can't even imagine. I know I have mixed feelings about those side of the road spots. Like when my son passed away, up until last year, so almost 16 years, it's been out there. We're just they flowers and notes, and I took it down. I actually moved away from there so I didn't have to drive by it every day. It was, I don't know. It's those things. I'm always like, I want to say like, talk to the families before people do that. You know what I mean? It's hard to drive by those things every day. Not that
Yeah.
she's going to right now, but yeah, I don't.
Yeah, for sure.
I have mixed
I'll
feelings.
tell you
about
what,
this.
when my son got into his motorcycle accident last year, and I thought the worst case scenario at that moment, I know I was like,
I remember.
like I panic mode until I knew he was
panicked
okay.
for you.
Yeah,
It was horrible. I just kept thinking, please let him be okay. Please do not. You know what I mean? Like, because the worst thing just comes to mind, you know?
yeah.
I'm so glad he got rid of that motorcycle.
Oh, gosh, girl, me too. Yeah.
I love that he did. Willingly, without somebody
Yes.
making him do it. You know?
Yes.
I'm glad, really glad. I know you are.
Oh God, yeah.
Don't blame me. Oh God, this poor lady. You'll have to send me her name. I'd like to
I'll
read
send
the
you
story
the
about it.
I'll send you the news article on it.
Yeah, I'd like to write her or something. I don't know. Just feel terrible for her. Sitting in jail and her babies are gone, you know?
Yeah.
And he's out. And he's
Yep.
the reason why this happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just not fair. Not fair at all. Fucking men. Ugh. Find me
And
now.
that girl who, oh, did you watch that thing on Maternal Instinct?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. And I think that they should be
They
just
gave
as
her the
culpable as she
unliving
is.
penalty.
Huh?
She got the unliving penalty.
Oh, did she?
Do you
Yeah,
think
and I
that
think the reason why it's all coming out now, the documentary and everything else, she's already, all her appeals are done with. She can't appeal no more.
do you think that her boyfriend is as innocent as he?
No.
I don't.
He
think
was
so.
warned. The ex-husband told him, dude, there's no baby. The hospitals are on pink alert because they think she's going to come steal a baby. She don't have a uterus, man. And his mother knew. I mean, yeah, they knew that she was dangerous. I think that, yeah, it pisses me off.
Oh, her
that they
mother
got off.
knew.
Oh, yeah, they did. I saw the text messages from the ex-husband. They put it on the show. He was like, you're not having a baby because she didn't have a uterus. So there's that. But, you know, he was thinking about the money. That's gross.
As far as he's concerned, I think her motive was not so much she wanted a baby, it's that he didn't really love her.
Mhm.
He was there for the money, but when he started figuring out all that was true, he was going to break up with her. He was distancing himself away. So she told him she was pregnant in order to hold him. This is my opinion. So he would not leave.
Oh, I agree. I think that's exactly what happened. But I think he's just as guilty as she is. Well, not just as guilty, but he knew better, you know? He knew better. It's okay, Skip. I got to get down here in a minute, too. I've been at work, so.
Well, you know, it's funny because Sheepshed,
Love you.
we yesterday showed this thing. It's on YouTube with the woman was talking about, but apparently in that small town now, like if he goes to the grocery store, people won't look at him in the face. They turn their head away.
Mm-hmm. Good. He's an idiot. That's for sure. Well, I got to get off. I'm going to come back on later. Thanks for coming up, Dreamer. It's good seeing you or talking to you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, girls. I'll get back on later and love you guys and jump on with us later, Dreamer.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day, babe. Bye, everybody.